Hi Revelry friends! I'm going to make a short video to show you guys that already know how to crochet how easy it is to learn to knit Continental. So I'm sorry if you can see like a huge chunk of my face or something right now, but I'm holding the iPad. I can't see me. So anyway, let's get to the knitting and crocheting. Okay, so sorry, I'm like wedging this in the couch. So since everybody already knows how to crochet, I guess I'll start off with that. I've got a couple of rows worked here already, and I'll just put that back in. So everybody knows, everybody has their own way of crocheting and tensioning their yarn. I do it around like that. So when you crochet, you hold the piece that you're working on with your left hand and you crochet with your right hand, and you tension your yarn with your left hand, I guess assuming that you're, a right hand person. And you would slip your crochet hook under the first stitch, grab your yarn, and pull it through. Now with crochet, obviously there's one more little step to make a single, and you pull that through again. With knitting, you don't do that second step. You're gonna slip through, grab your yarn, and it's just gonna stay on the hook. But I'll show you that in a minute. So just keep that in mind, that when you crochet, you're putting your hook through the loop, grabbing your yarn, and pulling it through the loop. Okay? That's crochet, right? Let me show you knitting. Continental. I know all you crocheters out there are scared that there's two needles with knitting, and I know because I was a crocheter first before I learned how to knit, and I was like, what the heck am I going to do with all these stitches and these needles and yada yada. So in knitting, the difference between knitting and crochet obviously is all your stitches are always live. You don't just have one stitch that's live. So here's my little starter piece that I've made, and you can see all the stitches are live. So if this were the crocheted piece I was working on, these stitches would be not live, and you'd have just your one live stitch. So I'm going to tension my yarn again the exact same way that I did with crochet, and I'm going to hold it. This is exactly how I held the crocheted piece, right? The only difference is I'm holding the needle and my piece of work. So with crochet, you stuck your hook through the first stitch, grabbed your yarn, and pulled it through, right? So here's my needle. I'm going to put this through the first stitch, just like I did with crochet. Obviously, I don't have a hook to grab this, so what I'm going to do is I usually kind of stabilize this first stitch here, and I use this finger to flip it over and pull it through. To show you what I did without my finger getting in the way, although it might look a little clumsy, is I'm putting it through that first stitch, just like I did with crochet, and because I can't grab it, I'm just gonna basically yarn over. It's like a yarn over with crochet, and I'm gonna pull that through. See? Boop. Pull that through, and it's gonna be on this needle now, and the old stitch goes off. If this were crochet, the stitch I just pulled off would just be the stitch under the one I just made. So go through, grab my yarn, pull the stitch through, bump it off. I'm going to grab my crochet hook and show you it's the same thing. Go through, grab the yarn, pull it through, and if this were crochet, I wouldn't have to deal with live needles. There would be that second step of, doing that, but it just comes off. It's literally the same exact motion. Continental knitting and crochet. I hope that helps.